Today we're going to talk about where to go dancing if you're in Paris, France. So if you guys want to skip over to where to go dancing, I'll put a little timestamp right there for you to skip to. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be talking about where to go dancing in France. Now, before we get into that, I do want to mention that if you're going to any country where they don't speak English, you should definitely speak at least a little bit of the language wherever you're going to go to. I would actually recommend looking up how to greet people in France. But yeah, so definitely recommend you learning the language at least a little bit. Just know how to greet, say hi, thank you, where's the bathroom, you know, things like that. When I went, it was around June, so it was quite hot. But it's great if you're planning to go out dancing in the summer. If you are planning to go, they also have a festival known as the Bachata French Kiss Festival, or BFK for short. Definitely recommend you checking that out if you're in France. It could be like another plus in terms of like, you could go as an excuse to check out the festival, but also check out the beauty of Paris, France. Because the city in general, it's like a work of art. I don't know how else to explain it, but it's just like, just everything you look at is just beautiful. And just looking at the ground, for example, you know that there's like hundreds of years of history there, just where you're standing, right? So in terms of art, oh my God, so beautiful. Obviously, you have to check out all of the touristy spots like the Eiffel Tower, Notre Dame, all of that stuff. Tons of museums out there, oh my God. I personally love visiting the museums. I love seeing their culture, the paintings. The public transportation is pretty good if you're comparing it to cities like Los Angeles. But it's pretty bad if you're comparing it to cities like Copenhagen, Hong Kong, China, South Korea. So just do keep that in mind. I guess my version of calibrating it for you, because in Los Angeles, for example, there's no transportation system. But so yeah, any transportation system is going to be a lot better than LA. So just keep that in mind, that I personally love the subway system. The trains, they were all great. Being able to go somewhere without a vehicle, I personally like. I prefer walking, but taking public transportation works as well for me. And yeah, the trains go all around the city, so it's so easy to get around. The one thing that I do want to let people know is that the trains stop working at, I believe it's around midnight. So if you do plan to go out dancing, you would have to, you would either have to walk home if it's close enough, or you can take an Uber back home. In France, at the time that I went, which was around 2 years ago, they did have Uber. They might even have Lyft now. But yeah, just know that that is an option for you. So obviously, besides checking out the touristy areas, also check out the food. I personally liked it. I like the food there. Maybe it's nothing special for some people because it's simple, but actually what I really enjoyed was the vibe. Like the French people's vibe is really, really cool. Also, because you're in Europe, you're gonna hear a lot of people speaking different languages. Like I heard Spanish, I heard French, I heard a little bit of English, not too much. But that's also a good thing if you are dancing out there. Most of the people that dance, they can speak a little bit of English, but I wouldn't rely on that too much. Again, I would still recommend you learn at least some French. Don't be that guy. I hate people that like go to other countries and they don't even learn the basics. Like, why would you do that? Just learn a little bit. All you need to know is a little bit. Let's get started on the first place that I went to. This was a few years ago. I don't remember if it was on Sunday or Monday. This was a place that I was able to find at the time through searching. I did a lot of research to try and locate the places that I went to. So if you don't see it in the description below, that means that it might not exist anymore as a dance venue. It is not uncommon for dance venues to move around, so just keep an eye out for that. But yeah, the first place that I went to, they had a ton of salsa dancing, which I don't mind. I dance salsa as well. Again, like I mentioned before, whenever I travel, if I find any sort of Latin dancing, I'm extremely happy. So I did find salsa dancing there, and it was a lot of fun. I think if I remember correctly, they played some bachata as well and some other songs. The first place that I went to, I believe it was like a restaurant. We had to walk into the very, very back to get in, and there was a fee. I don't remember how much it cost. I do believe that I paid with cash. So I do remember paying a few euros to get into the Latin dance area. However, I can't recall how much it was exactly, so just bring some cash with you whenever you're out and about. The second place that I went to was a little more hidden, and it was recommended to me by a dancer out there. I don't believe that they exist anymore. I I couldn't find anything anymore. And the person that recommended it to me teaches at another location now. So I'll put some footage here for you to see. They dance salsa, bachata, and kizomba. And I don't remember if they had zouk, but I do remember for sure kizomba. Yeah, for those of you guys that are from the United States, maybe you'll be surprised to learn, as I was, that kizomba is actually danced all over the world, in addition to, you know, salsa and bachata. So that was fairly surprising, and at one point I was learning kizomba. I need to get back into it. Larvin, if you're watching this, I might hit you up. If you're looking to expand your dancing knowledge, that's one of the dances that I would recommend next, because you could do it anywhere if you start traveling abroad. The final location that I went to was, I think it was the best location, because it was a combination of, well, actually it was more like a studio. It was a dance studio. I went there a little bit earlier to take some of the classes, and I'll put some footage here for you to see. Again, definitely recommend you learn the basics of French. That's including the numbers, because if you're planning to take on any classes, you're gonna have to learn the un, deux, trois, right? Like the basic numbering. I don't even remember the rest. But yeah, so I took the class. It was a really cool, fun experience, and just interesting to see, interesting to learn in French. Even though you don't fully understand everything, you can get the basics. You can just learn as you go, right? That's a great thing about dancing, is that you don't necessarily have to know how to speak the language. As long as you know how to dance, you can dance with other people. But yeah, so I was out there, I took the class, and I do remember that they had salsa dancing, they had bachata dancing, they had zouk and kizomba. So they had all four. So again, guys, if you are planning to go overseas, definitely recommend you know at least three. And like that would include salsa, bachata, zouk, or kizomba, just because a lot of the dancers out there, they know a lot. I was dancing so much that I only got like one clip of people dancing. Another place you can go dancing, I'll put this as an honorable mention, because when I went, this area was under construction. I'll put it in the link in the description, or I'll put some footage here for you to check out. There's a ton of people that usually go there dancing, and I just checked recently, it looks like people are dancing now. So, you know, unfortunately, if you're from the US at the time of this video, you can't visit other countries, just because we have a ton of cases here in the United States during the pandemic. But if you are there, I'll definitely recommend you checking that out. I have to say, like, some of the best places that I personally like to go dancing at are outdoor areas. But yeah, guys, anyway, you're gonna have a ton of fun. I'll put some of the links in the description for other places for you to go dancing. And again, just double check to make sure that they are still there. I believe the place that I went to was called Dance in the City. That's definitely, I checked it already, and that's gonna be in the link. So yeah, if there's any locals that are watching this, please do let me know where we can go dancing. I'm very, 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 very excited to make my next video, where to go dancing, because these next few ones are actually some of my favorite places to go right now. And I might even go back to a few of them. That's how amazing those places are. So yeah, I'm super excited. But in any case, thank you guys again for watching. Like and subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Thanks again for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. One of the first things that I learned in French was how to say I don't speak French. Thanks, Christelle, for teaching me that back in college. And yes, I still do remember.
1, 2, 3, 4, ici, et 5, 6, 7, 8. Alors comme je vous ai dit, vous pouvez partir sur un demi basique ou aspirer son tour, c'est-à-dire partir sur un demi basique twisté sur l'épaule gauche. Et 1, 2, 3, moi en général c'est ce que je fais. Et ici, main gauche récupère main droite pom-pom, main droite va tirer ici le dos de ma partenaire pour le changement de position, je l'amène sur mon épaule droite, 5, 6, 7, et là les garçons, attention de ne pas amener la main vers ma partenaire, mais au contraire loin de son épaule. Et ma main droite va pousser pour l'aider à tourner. Et 1, 2, 3, ici, je vais commencer à verrouiller le buste pour le média, 2 temps, 5, 6, le carré, on met tous les deux sur jambe droite et sur la gauche, 7, 8. Basique, ici je vais positionner